We'll just wait and see, I guess. All right, looks like it's back up. Just waiting for everything to show up on stream. Okay, stuff's showing up on stream again. You'll just have to suffer through my coughs, I guess. There we go. And I didn't even think about it. I should have switched over to low latency mode. Okay, so we got that. We need the script. And I'll wait and see if everyone gets back okay. Or I'll just keep going. Either way, I'll end up on a live stream. So where were we? We did the friction, did the apply friction, so we have to do reverse braking and then drifting. I think it went into a new stream. I don't know how to get into the old one and tell them. Give me just a quick second here. Let's see if I can get there. Okay. I can't tell. I can't see the other one. Oh well. I think everyone will eventually figure out I'm over here. I know before when it used to crash, I used to be able to like reboot, come back, and it would connect to the same one. Does it not do that anymore? If not, then I'll have to be careful with the crashing. Okay, so yeah, I can't find my other live stream. How do I switch accounts? Oh well. We'll just stick to this one. There we go. I'm assuming most people are going to end up over here. It really sucks that it doesn't reconnect. That's okay. Part 4, reverse braking. So braking power. Want that exported as well. And it's going to be a type float. So private float braking is equal to negative 450.0 F. And then max speed reverse. How fast can we go backwards? And again, another float. And yeah, we'll go ahead and make it an export. Just doing 250. This feels so weird. Knowing everyone else is in the other stream, but I can't get to it. Okay. Let me see. How do you even know when someone's alive or gone live? Let me switch back. I should probably, I think I can put a live now button or something like that. This is why we test. Live now. Where'd it go? I made a short? When did I make a short? The furthest I can move it is up there. Is there a way to get this to show up as live? Well, let's just go ahead. We'll finish this off and then upload it. If somehow people manage to find it, great. Anyway, I'll just keep going on. So we've gone ahead. We got our max speed reverse. We got that. So into our input, what's down here? We need to add the is action pressed. So we're going to do our braking now, which means we also have to go in screen in here, project settings, come over to input mapping and backward, not plural. And we'll assign a key to that. We'll say S. Okay, so come in right above it. We're going backward. Now we want to go and take our acceleration, have it equal to transform.x times not engine power. We want braking. All right. Then calculate steering. Let's just find. We also want to be able to steer the car in reverse. So we have to take a look to see if we're heading the direction is forward. Okay, so we'll come down to calculate steering. And again, I wish it was highlighted what changed. Right now, this is new. Let's go through it. So vector 2, rear wheel, position, trans. That's the same. That's the same. Rear wheels plus. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to check to see the direction. And we're going to do that. So it doesn't look like we have any of this then. So we still have new heading. And so D is equal to the dot product, so it's still a vector 2. And call D is going to be equal to new heading with dot. Yep, you have that. Good. We have the velocity. We want it normalized so we know what direction we're going. Dot product. Okay, and after we have that, if D is greater than 0, we take our velocity to the new heading. The length, if it's less than 0, so we're going backwards. Negative new heading times, and we'll take the minimum of either the length or the max river. Okay. And then our rotation going to be equal to the new. Okay, so this here is what changes. I'm just going to grab that. And we'll come up under D. And if D is less than, greater than 0, the velocity will be equal to the new heading multiplied. When's that plus getting there? Anyway, it's multiplied by the velocity.length. Returns length of magnitude vector. Okay. Return. Oh, idiot. Should be okay. Is it really going to make me put these in? It shouldn't. Okay, so I did something on the line above it. Full size just for a second so I can figure it out. Velocity is equal to the new heading times velocity.length. Yeah, it's just all I'm doing is taking the direction. Like later on, we're going to add a linear interpolation anyway, but velocity is equal to, fine to me, greater than 0. Velocity is equal to new heading. Yeah. my braces are unbalanced. Oh. There we go. I don't even know where that other one came from. Okay, now it's good. So how many people get that in their workday? So D is less than 0. And I always tell my students to put these in when they're learning, so I should do it too. And now we're going to say that the velocity is going to be equal to negative new heading, because we're going backwards, multiply, and we have to go into the math library for this. We'll grab the min, and we want the smallest value between velocity.length and max speed reverse. Whichever is the smaller. I'm not seeing any chat, so I don't know if I'm actually getting any chat. So if you're talking and I can't hear you, well, I guess technically I couldn't hear you. But I can't see any chat right now. And it's actually not showing me anyone being there. And it's because it's unlisted. Damn it. Wonder why I did that. Well, we'll see if this changes anything. Can't believe it was unlisted. What's the point of, well, I guess, yeah, you'd have a live stream that's unlisted if you don't want. You only want to be able to invite the people that you want there. And then we still need the rotation. And I'm going to put the D's together. All right, looks like it's there. Looks like there's someone watching now. I don't know why I had it listed as, well, unlisted. Excuse me. Okay, so next is the last part. We're just going to put the drift in slide. Not a lot to do. We got 3 variables and a little bit of code to modify. Of course, now that I'm unlisted, I got a cough and I don't want to hit that mute button. Excuse me. Does this still work? No, I don't. I erased those. Okay. Just a second here. There we go. I don't know why it's showing up twice now. I'll work on that later. I'll fix it later. But at least it's not unlisted anymore. And the way I have it set up is it's supposed to go down here. Not here, ever. But I'm not worried about that. Finally not unlisted. All right. Looks like everyone's coming back. There's not much left to do. That's fine. So slip speed, traction fast, traction slow. So this one I'll make an export. The other two I'm not, though. 400. One. That was okay. That was fast. This one's slow. Okay, so override physics. So I'm going to come down and calculate function. So yeah, here's where we add our linear interpolation. This is all in the steering. Time is it again? 3. So maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. See if we can actually keep it up and not break. I guess there's no point in typing. I can just talk. Pac, hey, how you doing? So did you stick with game development from the summer? Okay, so let's see. We got the traction fast, traction slow. We're going to come down to calculate steering. We got to convert this to C#. So again, rear wheel hasn't changed. We're still calculating those positions. Then we go take the rear wheel, the front wheel. Those aren't changed. Calculating the heading to see if we're moving forward or backwards. That hasn't changed. This has changed. Okay, so we're going to come down to the new heading. And let's take a look here. So we have the traction. By default, we're going to set it to traction slow. Okay. And then we check to see. Ah, it's greater than the slip speed now instead of being 0. It's before the D. Okay, so if our length is greater than the slip speed, then we're going to use the traction fast. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to bother rewriting that. We could use Boolean's end on that. But that's fine. Okay, so next we're going to check to see. We did that part. We come down to the D. So we're still checking to see what direction we're facing in. We're going forward. Okay, here's where we have to play with the linear interpolation. And I believe that is actually built into the vector. So velocity. The line we're on. But now, whoops. What happened there? I just had a huge jump on my graph here for some reason. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay. Back to this. So we have the velocity is going to be equal to velocity.linear interpolate. And what were we doing before? We were just grabbing the length. Okay. Yeah, velocity is equal. Okay. Whole old one. I don't like when I don't get my autocomplete. So linear interpolate. Now we still want to grab that new heading. And we're going to multiply it by velocity dot length. And what are we interpolating to? Attraction. And of course, depending on our speed, it'll either be high or low. Okay, and the second one. Okay, so it looks like we're only going to be able to swerve if we're going forward and not if we're going backwards. You could change this line here to use the linear interpolate if you want to go ahead and swerve while you're driving backwards. Completely up to you. So can everyone hear me okay? It looks like it's going through, at least OBS. Hopefully that was a one-time occurrence. And the velocity, length, speed, rotation, angle, clean up. And I'm actually going to get rid of these. I tell my students to use it all the time at school, even if there's only one line. But this project isn't for school. I just think it looks so much neater if we don't have them. Okay. Here, got them all. Let's go ahead. We'll save it off. We'll jump back into Godot. And I'm not even sure if it's going to be able to see the... I got to make the turning not so sharp. I'll grab the car. Angle. Actually, shouldn't be that sharp. That's funny. At 15, it turns there. Yeah, mucked something up. Let me check. Gladiators. Hey, how you doing? We full screen this. I got the max speed reverse in the other one, but that shouldn't matter. Oh, that was right. Okay, where's this error? Calculate steering. That exists. I spell it wrong? There we go. quite right, but I can't tell. I don't have anything under it. Okay, so I did something wrong in the first one. Okay, go back onto car. Let's get all these exports back in. So that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Tomorrow we'll go and make our first track. We'll take a look at tile maps. I have to move some of this stuff. We'll take a look at tile maps. We'll create our first track. We'll start driving around the track. And then let me see. Next, I guess we'll make checkpoints to make sure the person's going through the checkpoints that they want. We'll have to set the timer up as well. So we'll figure that out. Either we could set it up to where they get extra time as you go through the checkpoint. I'm trying to think, because we are going to switch over to multiplayer. So it could just be the first person that goes through. Extra time gets added and you just keep going, you know, as long as one person gets through. We could do it. Well, we'll just stick to the first person. You definitely want to have checkpoints though, so you don't have people just, you know, like going halfway, doing a turn and coming back and having it register. We want at least checkpoints to make sure that everyone's going around the whole map. And excuse me, I'm not hitting that damn mute button again. Friction, drag, braking, max speed, reverse. All these I want up here. I want all these to be exported so I can see them inside. And again, for those that do use Godot, I know in the community a lot of people complain about the tile set editor, but I really don't mind it. Surely I'm not the only one though, right? If you use Godot, what do you think of it? Sorry, Roy. Chances are I'm not going to be doing Unity. I like Godot way better. Acceleration, traction, fast. I have one more down there. But we'll go ahead. We'll jump back in. Let it compile. There we go. And velocity. That's not supposed to be up there. But we got the car done. And honestly, that's the majority of the coding we're probably going to do here. Yeah, let's do some tighter turning. Let's put it back to the original 15. That's fine. I like that. And again, we'll play around with the settings a little bit later as well. Yeah, so let me go ahead. I'll upload this to Git. And let me close it down properly just so we know all the files are saved that need to be saved. Yeah, we'll just say car controller done. Before that, we'll say just in case you want to have, you know, by stream. Stage it all. And commit. And push. And for those that want to grab it on GitHub, it's there for you. Let me catch up on chat while that's going up. Oh, it's done. Good stuff. Yeah, I've done some stuff with it in 3D. When I was teaching it last semester at school, even though it was high school kids, we did manage to get like multiplayer 3D games going, like over a network. So that was pretty cool. We did like local networks. So think of something like Among Us, that type of multiplayer. So you can have a lot of people join your game, but we didn't have a server set up anywhere. You just had to know the IP of the person. But it worked out good. Because of COVID, we never got to the point where we're making lobbies and things. It's not hard, and I'm sure eventually we'll get there. I'm still trying to decide. I want to make at least 2 2D games in C# before I start jumping into 3D stuff. So after I'm done the car racing game, maybe I'll do a platformer. Everyone always does a platformer, right? So maybe we'll make a small 2D platformer. And then we'll jump into 3D. And of course, that also gives Godot 4 a little bit more time to get out there. Has anyone looked at the stuff that's coming out in Godot 4? Like the recent builds? They're pretty good. Let me pull something up here. Let me just check my repository just to make sure. Yeah, it's up there. There we go. For those that want it, I'll post it in chat again. It should be in the description, but just in case for some reason it's not. There you go. Godot, welcome back. You've been out of game dev for a while, so why do you prefer Godot? Well, I'd already said that I haven't been happy with the direction Unity's been going. From 2017 is pretty much when I stopped using it like full time. Even before that, I'm so tired of always having, 4 options to do something. 2 of them is deprecated, one's in alpha, one's in beta, right? It just got annoying. Especially when you're, doing it as a livelihood. And it's not like it was the best engine out there ever. Like there was a lot of comparable stuff, I guess what I should say. Like it wasn't head and shoulders above it. It was super easy to use. I started getting a bad name because of all the asset flips and that, but I never really cared about that. But once I started using Godot for 2D stuff, I was looking for an engine that would be super easy for people to use and install. Because when I'm setting up, let's say a summer camp at school, I don't want to have to sit around installing Unity on all these damn laptops because it takes forever. Godot is literally like a 10-second download and you're ready to go. It was Python. Well, not Python, it's gdscript, but it's essentially Python. So it was super easy to learn. There's tons of examples in gdscript. Like even a lot of the older stuff will work just fine in the latest versions of Godot. Now it's going to change a little bit in Godot 4, but that's fine. It's growing pains. I do like C# though. I like the little extra things that you get from it. So I want to do everything in C#, at least for the time being. Plus I'll also add more tutorials for C#. So for those that are coming from, say, Unity, you have it here. Now for 3D, once we get the Vulkan renderer, if you take a look at some of the stuff, it's really good. Let me go to YouTube. Let's take a look at some of these. So I've seen some really good stuff even without the Vulkan renderer. Trying to think what to Google. There was one where he had he was in like a castle that he had developed. And I think it was actually a Unity developer that came over. Oh, what was it called? Unity. I don't know the one I'm talking about. So here's Godot 3.3. So this is not even the Vulkan renderer. Like they have train tools. It's a plugin. You just add it into. We can look at that another time. But that Godot has like a plugins menu. You go in, type in. I think it's called train height, and it's almost the exact same as the tools that you're used to inside of Unity, except you can actually cut holes in your damn map. But again, not the Vulkan renderer. Is that 1080p? Okay. And like, it's not bad. No optimizations done. Let's go back, see if I can find where he's doing the river again. But yeah, you can make the river, you lay out a spline, lift it up, and you can lift up different spots on the spline. You can kind of see the construction. Actually, that's the map, the train. So it's pretty good. I haven't done a whole lot with it, but I have played with it and I have really liked it. There was another one. Let's look at Godot 4. Something new. Yeah, so a lot of people think when we get the Vulkan renderer, it's just going to solve everything. It'll make everything look prettier, but it doesn't solve optimizations. That's the other stuff they're working on. So this was done 8 months ago. Yeah, like I've seen some very talented people come over to, and the stuff they do is really good. There's the HTML editor, so you don't need to download it. So you could just have a bunch of Chromebooks and teach your summer camp with it. Oh, making your own shaders. I didn't like it at first inside of Godot, but I do now. I haven't done a whole lot with it, but I do like making my own shaders now inside of Godot. I find it easier than inside of Unity. So tests like this, I find a little more relevant than, how many, how big of an array can I sort? Now they just added something special about lighting. I can't remember what it is. More realistic lighting. I don't know if you Google around, you have some absolutely amazing stuff. It was 11 months ago. If I sort, I know if I sort by age, I'm not going to get what I want. It was 3 months ago. Yeah, this guy went ahead and made 8,000 flowers. So you know how in you can like paste your like a particle system? It's got 8,000 flowers. It's frame counter over 90. It's not bad. But anyway, yeah. I don't think enough people are using Godot to really warrant like how good it is. And I just find it really simple, fast to build in. Much better than Unity now. I still think Unreal Engine's the best engine overall, but it's just so slow to build in. Okay, well, anyway, we managed to convert this over. It's up on GitHub if anyone wants it. I've posted the link in the description as well as in chat. Go ahead, grab it. Tomorrow we'll start working on our track. And I believe we have our assets for that already. Kenny's, yeah, we got the spreadsheet. All of our track assets. We'll go ahead, we'll make that tomorrow. So if anyone has any other questions, go ahead, let's post them now, get those answered. And then I'm off to get some other work done. And I'll try again tomorrow night. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like there's any questions. So I'll see you tomorrow night. We'll set up our tile map. It'll probably be a quick one. But we'll set the tile map up and make our first track. I'll see everyone later. Thanks for showing up, everyone. Bye-bye.